For tuning into another segment of the Sit Down with Malik Wright presented by First Star Logistics. On this segment, I want to talk about the Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets, NBA world champs last year. So it poses the question, the infamous question that every championship team has to answer no later than 2 seconds after winning a title. Can they repeat? Daniel, what are your thoughts?
Yes, the Nuggets can repeat. And when you look at the depth chart too, this is the one thing where listen, I let me start off by saying this. I think there are teams that are better than the Nuggets. I think that the Celtics potentially could be better than them if they face off in the finals. I think that hell, the Milwaukee Bucks could be better than them, if they were to face off in the NBA finals. But you have to give them their respect first off. Let me just say this team revolves around Nikola Jokic. If Nikola Jokic is not healthy, that is the issue. I look at this team and it is completely built around him. He is the center of their offense, and Jamal Murray is a great player. Jamal Murray is a star. Can he do it alone? No. I look at how they built off the bench. Zeke Naji just got a nice contract. Peyton Watson, Justin Holiday, Christian Brown. He showed up big time last year in the playoffs, and he'll continue to grow. Reggie Jackson isn't the greatest backup point guard behind Jamal Murray. So there are some definite questions behind their starting group. But yes, they can repeat. Looking at the rest of the West, though, the Los Angeles Lakers could definitely pose a huge threat. We saw last year, yes, they got smacked. I think they got swept last year, but all those games were close. They were all close, and they added. And then you look at hell, the Phoenix Suns added Bradley Beal. They added to their bench. There's a lot more competition in my eyes for the Denver Nuggets this year than there was last year. You lost Bruce Brown. A lot of people say, well, we got
Huge.
yeah, like we got Peyton Watson. And that's what even the GM came out and said, like some things that were kind of crazy. Said, well, Peyton Watson's bigger, stronger. They can do all this. That's still disrespectful for what Bruce Brown did to you. So if I'm looking at, there's more competition this year because you got Giannis and Dame. You got the Celtics with Drew Holiday, who Steph Curry was on record saying he is a top 3 defender he's ever faced. So you got the Celtics there. Then you got the Suns with those 3 stars. And you got the Lakers. So there's a ton of competition.
Here's my issue. It's no disrespect to Nikola Jokic, who's truly playing like the best big in the entire world right now. No disrespect to Jamal Murray when he's on, he's great. No disrespect to any of that. No disrespect to KCP, but to dismiss what Bruce Brown obviously did last year, man, that's completely um, asinine. I think Bruce Brown was the energizer bunny for that team, especially when they needed it. He was the guy that did a lot of the dirty work. He's truly one of my favorite NBA players, as our producer Marissa knows. He's truly one of my favorite NBA players. But the issue isn't the fact that they lost Bruce Brown. The issue isn't the fact that they lost Thomas Bryant. The issue isn't the fact that they lost Jeff Green. Those aren't the issues for me. I'll tell you what the issues are. The issue is they didn't get better while everybody else did.
Yeah.
That's the issue. Everybody else got better, and they said, you know what, we're going to run it back pretty much with the similar team that we won it with. And for me, I look at the rest of the teams around the association. The teams that got better drastically.
Yes.
The Lakers got better drastically. The Celtics got better drastically. The Bucks got better drastically, I think. Defensively, and we'll see. The Nuggets kind of stayed the same. And it's like with anything, they're always going to be in the thick of it. They're going to be a playoff team. They're going to be tough because as long as you have Nikola Jokic, you're going to be contenders. But repeating became that much more difficult because there were moments in the playoffs in which Jamal Murray was quiet. And then there were moments in the playoffs where Bruce Brown stepped up. Who replaces that guy? Who replaces what he brought to that team? I don't see it right now. I don't see it right now. And it might not be what Denver Nuggets fans want to hear. And you probably are happy. You're like, we won our championship. We're happy. We're fine. We're good. All good. But if we want to talk about sustainable, building something that's sustainable, building something that is a winning culture for years and years and years to come, and even say the D word dynasty, you're hopeful, right, that your team would continuously surround the pieces around Nikola Jokic to build a winner. Because let me tell you what I've got a little bit of issue with right now. Michael Porter Jr. is completely inconsistent. He is completely inconsistent. There were chatters about him. People were saying that he should be traded. Jamal Murray is very dynamic offensively. He leaves a lot to be desired defensively. That's where Bruce Brown fit in. Bruce Brown was offensive threat, defensive threat. He was a guy that did both for you. I think for a team like the Nuggets, Bruce Brown was a significant loss. I really do. And I think that they should have tried to do more to keep him in Denver because I think that he picked up a lot of the slack that we probably didn't even realize or went unnoticed. And I think it's going to be a glaring weakness for them this season. I do. Because there's nobody to replace that production that he gave this Denver Nuggets team. So when I look at it, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be tough offensively. I think they'll leave a lot to be desired defensively. We used to always talk about, especially in the championship, especially in the playoffs and leading up to the championship, the non-Jokic minutes. Yes. Who's going to step up in the non-Jokic minutes? Well, I'm going to ask you that question again because typically speaking, when the non-Jokic minutes, Jamal Murray's off on the bench with Jokic. So who's going to step up in those non-Jokic minutes? Is it going to be Christian Braun? I'm not calling him Brown because that's not how his name is pronounced. Is it going to be
Reggie Jackson?
Reggie Jackson, who they signed to a multi-year contract? Yeah. Who that's not his game, right? Who's it going to be? Who's going to step up in those non-Jokic? Is it going to be Zeke Naji? Who's going to step up in those non-Jokic minutes? Because right now, when I look at this Nuggets team right now, it's very top-heavy. Top-heavy in the sense of Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray. I think Michael Porter Jr. is hit or miss.
Yeah.
But I think after that, it leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, I think it's like you said, it's the non-Jokic minutes because, yes, whoever's on the floor with Jokic is going to do well. That's just how it works because of what he does with the offense.
For sure.
And that's the difference because when he goes off and you keep Jamal Murray in, then it's the Jamal Murray show. And the Jamal Murray show is better than what? Who's it better than? It's not better than the Bucks. It's not better than the Celtics. It's not better than any of these other teams. So I'm with you. And also the last point I want to make is they were the healthiest last year. And at the end of the day, the healthiest team always wins. They were healthy, man. And I'm not saying it can't happen again, but their full starting five, all three of their major bench players were all healthy in the playoffs.
It's rare, too.
And just knock on wood, you hope that's the case. You want to face the best. But I think the Lakers pose a serious threat to them this year with Anthony Davis.
I agree with you, man. And I don't want to be dismissive either of the likes of Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon had a phenomenal postseason.
Yep.
I know they added Mason Plumlee. I just think I just think that I guess what we're really talking about here is what Bruce Brown brought to that team.
Yes.
Right. And what they lost in that. One could even say Jeff Green brought a lot to the team from a veteran experience and, who's going to replace that. I do expect this Denver Nuggets team to be a tough out for anybody, especially playing in Denver. But I do think that they're going to struggle in some ways because I think the issue more so isn't the people necessarily just who they lost, it's more so what they added. And the fact of the matter for me, they didn't add enough to be dynamic. They didn't add enough to replace those non-Jokic minutes. To me, going out there adding Mason Plumlee isn't a game changer for you. It isn't a game changer for you. It just does, and it isn't for me. Gary Harris is not a game changer for you, and it isn't for me as well. So, again, I think the Denver Nuggets have an uphill climb if they want to repeat, if they want to contend again, if they want to contend with teams like the Los Angeles Lakers, so on and so forth. Even the Warriors are going to be tough again this season. You know what I mean? So there's going to be a lot to the Phoenix Suns too. Wow, we're being so dismissive of the Phoenix Suns and their potential. It's going to be interesting, man. I'm really not just the NBA. I'm excited to see how the Western Conference shakes out this year. I really am because I think it's up for grabs, and I'm really curious to see who takes the mantle. But let us know in the comment section. Are you guys high on the Denver Nuggets this year, or do you guys see it the same with us? Do you think they're going to struggle in some ways? Let us know down in the comment section. If you like more video content like this, give this video a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and turn on post notifications so you guys don't miss when we go live from the First Star Logistics Studio.